Shalom Israel, Shalom, his brother Kalakayash. And before I get started, of course, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Malak Shai, Yahweh, who the world calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world inwardly calls Jesus the Christ, the Most High God, Yahweh, sent his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, to redeem, to deliver, to reconcile, which the word reconcile means the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American man, woman, and child, which are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. I love to give double honors that paved the way, double honors to the elders that paved the way, and show brothers and sisters how to labor, and taught us the things that was well pleasing to the Most High and Yahweh Shai, and we have just entered into their labors. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and shalom to the house of David waking up in the last days. So there's another prophecy update. Right, the Lord is doing mighty things on the earth. We're that much every day. We're that much day closer to true rest, true peace. And how do we know we're that closer? Because of prophecy. So again, this is a prophecy update. We're gonna get straight into it. So this is from endtimeheadlines.com. You know what? I want to start here. So we should be in the spirit of hastening the day. Let me see if I spelled that right. Hastening the day. Looking for hasten. Salakia. I think it's 2 Peter 3. I'll just go straight to it. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse number... Hold on. Here it goes. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse number... I'll just get straight to the point. Verse number 12. Looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's what the men, true men of the Most High, and the true women of the Most High, they're hastening the day of the Lord, because what's the hastening the day of the Lord going to bring? Righteousness, which is not here on this side. We don't get no righteous in this kingdom. There's nothing righteous here. We're brought here for our disobedience and our correction. Right? We're not brought here to prosper. Again, everything that we have here, we're about to have to leave it. Right? We're about to enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again, we have to watch these prophecies as our forefathers did. If you don't know what's going on right now, if you haven't heard things that's going on right now, it's because you're giving your time to vanity. If you don't know what's going on in the world right now and how close we are to the kingdom being established, it's because you're being slothful and you're not watching. And shame on you. Jeremiah chapter 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that Yahweh have truly sent him. So the point is, all our forefathers, and we're the children of the prophets. The children of Israel are the children of the prophets. This is what's that? Joel? Amos chapter 2 and verse number 11. And I raised up for your sons prophets, and of your young men of Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel, saith Yahweh? So the prophets is back. The prophets are back on the earth. And the same way they did, the same way they prophesied in the ancient time, is the same way they prophesying to this day. Now let's get straight into it. So this is from endtimeheadlines.com. 4-day Gay Pride Festival to be held at Dead Sea in Israel will be the largest in history of the Middle East. Now this is appalling to say the least. This is disgusting, man. Israel is preparing to stage what organizers describe as the largest LGBT festival ever held in the Middle East, with the 4-day event planned for June 2026 along the Dead Sea. The festival, called Pride Land, will take place from June 1st to June 4th and aims to turn part of the Judean desert into a temporary pride city, combining entertainment, culture, and community spaces in a continuous around-the-clock setting. So just around the clock going off in wickedness. According to details shared by organizers, the site will include 15 hotels, beach complexes, party venues, and a central performance area, all operating 24 hours a day. The concept goes beyond the traditional festival format, offering a mix of nightlife alongside quieter spaces for relaxation, art, and family activities. So just madness. In the Holy Land, Not the holiest of the Holy Land, but in the Holy Land. Because, Amalek went over there. He moved things around. We got the elders that go there, and they do a beautiful job showing you that they're not in the holiest of the holiest sites. But say that's a lesson for a good lesson for another day, Lord willing. But nevertheless, they over there in our sanctuary. They in our land. And this is what they doing. And the Lord, the power, the true power of heaven and earth is not pleased with this. So how are you the people of the Most High and you're breaking the commandments in the land of the Most High? Let me just get that. And it's called the Pride Festival. So let's get Leviticus chapter 20 and verse number 13. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse number 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. That's thus saith the Most High. So everybody that's going over there, celebrating this festival, doing all manner of wickedness and sin in the Lord's land. I'm going to read it one more time. Leviticus 20 and 13. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. For the Edomites watching. Right? Because we understand and know that you're watching the rise of Jacob. And there's nothing you can do because it's the will of the Most High. Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So your blood be upon your own head. Because you claim to be the people of the Most High, but you're breaking Leviticus 20 and 13. So your blood is upon your own hand. And really, this is shame on our nation. Because the Lord said this will happen to us. So now, again, prophecy. We got to go into the prophecy that these heathen will be over there and doing these types of things in our land. Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse number 6. Ezekiel 34 and verse number... might be 36. Ezekiel 36 and verse number 5. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So, this is the heathen. And this is the joy of their heart. They have our land. And this is the things that they do in our land. They're fulfilling the joy of their heart. Freaking the hell off. And Pride Land. What comes before pride? What goes after pride? Pride goeth before what? Proverbs chapter 16 and verse number 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. And we're about to witness the fall of not only the Amalekites, all the Edomites in general. All the Edomites in general are about to fall. Thus saith the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Hamashiach Malaki Avashai, thus saith the Holy Bible. So we're living in beautiful times. And I want something that stuck out to me too. It says, I'm going to read the first paragraph again. It says, Israel is preparing to stage what organizers describe as the largest LGBT festival ever held in the Middle East. Why? Because they know that this is it. They know this their last time that they get to freak off. It's all coming to an end. Revelation chapter 12 and verse number 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So these devils have a short time. So they're going to do all the wickedness they could do. They're going to run up the bag on the left-hand side, do all they could do, get all they lust off. And then when they can't do it no more, they're going to come down upon the righteous. They're going to come down and persecute the saints of the Most High, because the Lord said it. So this is what we got to look forward to. But at the end of the day, the Lord has given us the eyesight to see the fall of our enemy. Pride goeth before destruction. Pride Land. Next month. Well, we at the end of April. Next month, so June. And the Lord, things are going to happen between now and then. So we spent enough time on that. So I want to go to the next. So this is from apnews.com. Hey, that this man read the Bible. These are from a couple days ago. I want to say like last week. And I've been holding them for a long time. Right, the man's goings at the Most High. But there was something called America reads the Bible or something like that. And this is the passage that, Trump decided to read, or he was told to read. Salakia. It says the scriptural passage that President Donald Trump read in live stream Bible reading marathon dates back to the depiction of an ancient event, but it's one that carries a highly charged significance in the current religious and political climate. It has been long quoted and promoted by those who believe America was founded as a Christian nation and should be one. It's from the 7th chapter of 2nd Chronicles 7. Salakia. It's from the 7th chapter of 2nd Chronicles, a book in the Hebrew Old Testament portion of the Bible. The 14th verse, the one most often quoted, says, if my people, who are the Lord's people? The Israelites. So why is he reading this to the nation of Edom? Now, which is so beautiful too, is that the Lord has this being read live streamed. So he doesn't have no Israelites. Again, the Israelites are the so-called Black, Hispanic, and natives of Negro and Indian descent. The Lord has this man reading this, so you have no excuse when the judgment comes, because this truth is out there. So the Lord said, if my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Trump is among hundreds who are taking turns reading the entire Bible aloud over the course of a week. Most of the readings are taking place at the Museum of the Bible in Washington, though Trump's on Tuesday came by video from the Oval Office. So this is madness, man. Because the Lord is talking to us. So this is mockery. The Lord is talking to us when you read second. It's going into the dedication of the temple. But what did the Lord say? Why? No, Psalms 55. Because here it is. What is this man doing to the Lord's people? He's persecuting the northern kingdom. Still locking them up in concentration camps. Nothing is being justly undone to the so-called Negro, so-called Jamaican, the so-called Haitian. And then they're reading our Bible. But the Lord said this. Psalm chapter 55 and verse number Salakia. It might be 50. Been a minute since I brought this out. Psalm chapter 50 and verse number 16. But unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Because who was that a covenant with? As a matter of fact, let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 7. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, and I'm going to read verse 1. Now when Solomon had made an end of praying, the fire came down from heaven and consumed the burnt offering and sacrifices, and the glory of Yahweh filled the house. And the priest could not enter into the house of Yahweh, because the glory of Yahweh had filled the Most High's house. And when all the children of Israel saw how the fire came down, and the glory of the Most High upon the house, they bowed themselves with their faces to the ground upon the pavement and worshiped and praised Yahweh, saying, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Then the king and all the people offered sacrifices before the Most High. So who's this talking about? So what is going on? What's going on? So when they start at coincidentally, or not a coincidence, when they start at verse 14, when Solomon is praying, now let me get there. Verse number 11. Thus Solomon finished the house of Yahweh and the king's house, and all that came into Solomon's heart to make in the house of the Most High, and in his own house he prosperously effected. And the Most High appeared to Solomon by night and said unto him, I have heard thy prayer, and have chosen this place to myself for an house of sacrifice. If I shut up heaven that there be no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people. We just read the context of who my people is, the children of Israel. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. So this is not talking about everybody in America. It's talking about the children of Israel. These were the only people that was there. Now you could say someone could say the Lord, if it was heathen there, if it was so-called strangers there, or people that was cleaving to us, the covenant is made with the children of Israel. That's who the Lord loves. That's who the Lord's dealing with. That's who the first covenant, the second covenant, and the kingdom of heaven is for. Everybody else falls in line, way down the line. And the Lord's going to deal with them accordingly. So again, he's reading this. The Lord put the Spirit on him to read this for us. Now, if you can't see it, it's because the Lord don't want you to see it. Now, let me go back to Psalm chapter 50. Psalm chapter 50 and verse number 20. Psalm chapter 50 and verse number 20. No, 16. But unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee? That's right, because Trump, you Americans in general, your Pete Hegseth, your Marco Rubios, your all you damn devils, man. The instruction is the Bible. You hate the Bible. You only use it when you're about to go commit genocide in a foreign land. That's the only time you want to be a Christian, when you're about to go murder. Verse number 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction and casting my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partaker with the adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. These things, and who's your mother's son? Us. Jacob, and this thing revolves around Jacob and Esau. Continuing on. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Though thou thoughtest I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes. And the Lord is setting the house of David up before Esau's eyes. This is in Psalms 23. This is the table. This is us eating in the presence of our enemies. This bread from heaven. This truth. So the Lord said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes in thy mouth? Look at this. Madness. Look at this. All right, it's enough of that. Let me see that. Look at this. All right, next one. So he's from a couple days ago, but this is like at the end of the ceasefire, something like that. It says, just from WIOnews.com. It says Trump wanted to use nuclear codes. Ex-CIA analysts claim fact check. Here's the truth. So again, you got these fact checkers come in, but multiple sources said that he wanted to use nuclear codes in Iran. Now, is it going to happen? We don't know. What we do know for sure is, as of right now, as we speak, there's massive military action, because right now we're in an extended ceasefire. Gas prices going up still. We know that they're getting ready for a massive attack. Now, we know what's going to happen. We don't know when. Will tactical, I forgot the difference between tactical nukes or conventional nukes. I think tactical nukes are not so bad, which sounds like cliche. But I mean, how's a nuke not bad? But that's what these analysts say. A tactical nuke is like less destructive for lack of better words. But it says, let me just read a little bit of this. Amid escalating tensions during the Iran conflict, a viral claim that U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly attempted to use nuclear codes has gone viral, but remains unverified. It's probably true, because multiple sources were saying it. The allegation comes from former CIA analyst Larry Johnson, who claimed that Trump sought to launch a nuclear strike during a high-level emergency meeting. According to Johnson, General Dan Kane interviewed to stop the move. So, hey, look, the angels, again, are holding back this wrath. But it's going to happen. Hey, it's going to happen. Let me get Revelation chapter 7. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. This thing is going to happen. But the elect's not sealed yet. That's why it's so important for the men to do these videos, to go to the highways and hedges, for the women continue to do the righteous work, to seal the elect. We're here to seal the Lord's elect. That's what we're here for. We're not here for nothing else. The quicker we'll understand that, the quicker this thing can happen. We're here to seal Yahweh's elect. All right, there's no time to be playing. There's no time to be playing and letting the flesh just do whatever it want with you. Flesh just doing whatever it want with you. You've been dealing with the same, I'm gonna get around to it spirit for 5 years. Do this work so we could go home, man. Revelation chapter 7 and verse number 3. I'll start at 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Now that's, symbolic and indicative for, people. When you go into it, the Lord said, I believe it was Mark the 7th chapter, when the Lord healed the man, he said, I see men as trees walking. Isaiah the 40th chapter says, surely the people is grass. Roughly paraphrasing. But it's going into people. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, and to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. But again, once the elect is sealed, there will be nukes that go off. The Lord said it. The Lord said, I have created the waster to destroy. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. I have created the waster to destroy. I got to get it. Often get it, but, we got to get it. Isaiah chapter 54 and verse number 16. Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth the instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. So it's going to happen. The Lord said it. Looking for and hastening, no, the heavens going to be dissolved. Rolled together like a scroll. What scripture is that? I believe it's Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34 and 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So it is a destruction coming. They shall seek peace, then sudden destruction gonna come. And how beautiful is it gonna sound? How beautiful are them bombs gonna sound when they drop? Just Lord willing, we make it. But man, this is not gonna be a beautiful sound. So this is something I thought was interesting. So it says, from apnews.com, Mexico to beef up security at tourist sites after shooting pyramids and lead up to World Cup. So the Lord's taking the mirth out of the land. The World Cup's coming up. And the Lord, a lot of people, we go on the highways and hedges. A lot of people don't even know that there's pyramids in Babylon. Now, who built these pyramids? The Northern Kingdom of Israel. Showing who else built pyramids. You think about pyramids, you think about Egypt. Who was in Egypt? The children of Israel. So the Lord is exposing, the Lord is knocking at the door to wake up you Israelites. Now, if you don't get it, it's because the end is watching for you when you're supposed to watch the end, and you're going to be destroyed. But this is from apnews.com. San Juan Tecutan, or Teotihuacan, officers with bomb sniffing dogs circled cars and searched bags of tourists filling into historic pyramids outside of Mexico City on Wednesday, just days after men opened fire on tourists. The heightened surveillance was a part of a promise by Mexican authorities following the tragedy to beef up security at touristic and archaeological sites across Mexico, less than 2 months before the country hosts FIFA World Cup jointly with the United States and Canada. So the Lord is doing what? He's taking the mirth out of the land. The Lord is taking the mirth out of the land. And it's beautiful. All this fun. What scripture is that? The end is, what is that? Let me just type in mirth. It's a certain scripture I want. I'll get Ecclesiastes 12, but the end. Hold on, let me see. Oh, right here. Proverbs chapter 14, verse number 30. Even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful, and the end of that mirth is heaviness. So the Lord's bringing heaviness in the land. The Lord's bringing an end to the mirth. All this laughter, especially at the time the Lord bringing a hell of affliction on the earth right now. All the end of this mirth is going to be heaviness because the Lord is bringing massive, massive judgment in the world. But that's beautiful as well. But I did want Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12, verse number 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And that's what the Lord is doing. The Lord is bringing and shutting down all the mirth, all the music, all the fun in Babylon. It's all coming to an end. These demons is about to get tormented. The time is coming for you demons to get right. This very well may be the last spring that's so-called free. If we make it to summer without something major happening, this may be the last summer. Everybody be able to do whatever they want to do and be disobedient to the laws of the Most High. And we say, call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We can't think and praise the Most High enough, knowing that this might be the end of our captivity. 2026 might be that year. So are you ready to meet Yahushua? Are you ready to meet Yahushua? Is the question. If you're not watching, the answer is no. The answer is no. If you're not watching and you're not, in the spirit in the times we're living in, the answer is no. But we have time to repent and get right. And we always could get more ready. Because again, the scriptures say, to what end is it for you? So let me get this from NPR.org. Southern Poverty Law Center indicted on federal fraud charges. So this is beautiful. And we know who owns the small hat, the condom hat. Right, the Amalekite man. He owns Southern Poverty Law Center. And who's up there? Us. And you got the so-called BIE, so-called black identity extremists up there. You got the various different camps up there. And what were they charged with? The Southern Poverty Law Center was indicted Tuesday on federal fraud charges alleging it improperly raised millions of dollars to secretly pay leaders of the KKK and other hate groups for inside information, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said. So you see this? This is madness. Straight madness and wickedness. So here it is. There's somebody that's supposed to be watching hate groups and making the world a safer place. And here it is. They're paying millions of dollars to the KKK. And everyone knows that the KKK, what they used to do to our people and still do to our people. So we're living in beautiful times. We're living in beautiful, beautiful times. Let me get that. So the Lord is exposing who the demon is. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse number 7. That's not what I wanted. Well, hey, that's the spirit. Let me get 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And they troubled us. And the Lord's paying them back. Again, we can't think and praise the Most High enough. The Lord is paying these people back. What is that? For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Is that one? All praise to the Most High. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse number 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And the falling away has happened, right? The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth. And the man of sin, Esau/Edom, the Americans, the Europeans, whether you be of Spanish, French, Dutch, English, Russian, the man of sin is now being revealed. Just the more stout man, which would be the American Edomite, he is the most proud. But nevertheless, they're being revealed. Verse number 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And the Lord is destroying him with the brightness of his coming now, because the servants and the prophets of the Lord are shedding the light on all this wickedness. Non-stop content. I don't want to use the word content. Non-stop watching the brothers is putting up of all the wickedness that's going on in the world. So that's how the Lord is destroying him with the brightness of his coming. Ultimately, when the Lord comes back, he's going to do away with all this. But let me get this. Galatians chapter 6 and verse number 7. Galatians chapter 6 and 7. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And here you go. You get what you deserve. You reap what you sow, you damn devils. You reap what you sow. And it's just the beginning of it. Hey, but when the Lord come back, hey, it's going to be on another level. And this is what we're waiting for. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So this is from yesterday or a couple days ago. Well, all these from a couple days ago, but I'm sure you heard about this. So it was a White House, April 25 to April 26. It was late. Shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So it was a so-called shooting at the Correspondents' Dinner. They call it the third assassination attempt on the President of the United States. So it says, I'm going to get this. How events unfolded. President Donald Trump and top officials were rushed to safety after gunfire was heard outside a ballroom at the Washington Hilton. Authorities believe the suspect fired 1 or 2 times, according to a law enforcement source. Secret Service agents shot at the suspect but did not hit him before he was taken into custody. So look into this. So again, the Lord said that there's no peace. There's no peace coming here. And let me get that in second answers. What is that? They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse number 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. Hey, and Donald Trump is a modern day king. Now, whether it was staged, whether it wasn't, either way, it's playing out. The word of the Lord is still true. Because the modern day American Babylonian citizen, they're not regarding their kings, they're not regarding their princes, whether it be staged or not. The word of the Lord is still true. All right, so 2 more. This is from Al Jazeera.com. It says Trump's May 1st deadline. Can he continue war on Iran after that? So Trump is obliged under the 1973 War Powers Act to limit the war after 60 days with congressional approval to continue the next war. So it says when Donald Trump announced an extension of the ceasefire with Iran on Wednesday, the U.S. president did not provide a deadline for the resumption of talks, simply saying the U.S. will continue its near 1-week blockade on Tehran and wait for Iran's proposal for further talks. But he has another deadline to worry about, one coming up at home in the U.S. Congress. Trump has until May 1st to obtain congressional approval under the War Powers Resolution, sometime referred to as the War Powers Act. It states that he must limit deployments in any ongoing conflict after 60 days unless he has granted specific authorization to continue. To grant this, both the House of Representatives and the Senate must pass a joint resolution with a simple majority in each within that 60-day limit. That's not happened so far. However, the act has previously been bypassed by Trump's predecessors who used other sources of authority as a basis for conducting military operations. So we'll see what happens because the blockade is going on right now. May 1st is that U.S. Congress deadline, but we just got to watch and see. But we know for sure that destruction is coming. No matter what happens, whether he goes around and he bypasses it, this war is not turning down. This is the one that's going to lead up to Yahushua coming back. Gas prices not going back down. Food prices not going back down. The summer is it's gonna be like 2010 and 2011. It's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna be war, evil, and bloodshed coming to this world. Nothing's getting better. So if you're looking for this place to get better, if you're looking for Babylon to be healed, I don't know what to tell you. Because the scriptures say we would have healed Babylon. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse number 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go, everyone into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto the heaven, and is lifted up even unto the skies. And this is what's going to happen. This is going to lead up to the smoke of this place be ascended up to the Most High, to be a memorial on what not to do to the Lord's people and to the Lord himself. So let me get one more. So they was chewing this guy out, the so-called Secretary of War. They was chewing him out on everything wrong or negative that the war has brought forth. So this Iran war has cost the U.S. $25 billion so far, Pentagon official says. Now, this is real good. I could play. Let me see if I could.
Dealing with Iran's ongoing that has been spent so far.
All right, it's just her talking. But they was grilling him. They was chewing him out on, like what's going on. And he didn't have no answers. So it says a top Pentagon official said Wednesday that the cost of the ongoing U.S. war with Iran is estimated to be $25 billion so far as the conflict nears a 60-day mark. So it says the cost estimate came from acting Pentagon Comptroller Jules Hurst III, who testified at a House Armed Service Committee hearing alongside Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Dan King. I only seen highlights of this, but again, they was chewing him out, saying like basically, what have you done? Like, what have you accomplished in the war? Nothing. Only thing you accomplished was prophecy. And that's what's going to continue to happen until the Lord come back. So I'll end off with that. So watch these prophecies, Israel. Know that the Lord's coming back. Get into the spirit, right? Forsake your sins and offend less. Revelation chapter 19 and verse number 10. Revelation 19 and verse number 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. And the Lord's coming back to judge and make war. So be on the right side of the sword of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh. Ba'ashem Mashiach Malak Yahushai. That's another prophecy update. Until next time, shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom, endure, family, shalom.